A silent Chinese robot is dying on Mars, buried under red dust. But before it went quiet, it looked beneath the planet's skin. And under that desert, Mars answered with layers of a vanished world. Not an ocean today, not a lake, a fossil record made of stone. Then came the dunes, crusts, cracks, salts, and one impossible suspicion. Liquid brine may have touched this sand almost yesterday, geologically speaking. While early humans crossed Earth's ice age landscapes, Mars may still have sweated salt water. But the real shock is older than Zhurong by nearly half a century. In 1976, another machine fed Mars a meal and watched it breathe. The signal looked alive. Gas rose fast, exactly when biology should have spoken. Then the verdict changed. Not life, they said, just chemistry. But what if the first Martians we met were destroyed by the test itself? This is the paradox at the heart of Mars. Water can preserve life or kill it. To understand it, start with China's first independent leap to the red planet. Tianwen. One had to orbit separate, descend, land, and deploy a rover. Mars gives almost no second chances during landing, and Earth cannot steer the final minutes. The robot must decide alone. In May 2021, China landed successfully on the first try. That boring plane may once have been the edge of a northern ocean. If true, Zhurong was not exploring a desert. It was driving across a seabed. The rover's radar then added something deeper, a buried archive 10 to 80 meters down. Floods, impacts, wind, and ground ice may have rewritten the same terrain again and again. That matters because life does not need paradise. It needs protected windows. A wet episode here, a frozen shelter there, a salty film between grains. Mars may have offered life not one chance, but many brief chances. Why did those chances fade? Because Mars was too small to hold its shield. The solar wind stripped the atmosphere grain by grain, molecule by molecule. Pressure fell. Temperatures crashed. Rivers became scars. Lakes froze, sublimated, or retreated underground. But underground, radiation weakens and chemistry slows down. If Martian microbes ever existed, the surface may have been the wrong place to search. That brings us back to Viking, the experiment science still argues about. The labeled release test added nutrients tagged with radioactive carbon. If microbes ate the food, the instrument would detect marked gas. The first response was positive enough to make history stop breathing. So the living signal was demoted to strange soil chemistry. Later discoveries of perchlorates made that chemical explanation stronger. Yet Gilbert Levin, who designed the test, insisted the signal was biological. A stranger idea followed. Maybe water itself was the fatal mistake. Microbes adapted to extreme dryness could rupture under sudden osmotic shock. In trying to feed Martian life, we may have drowned it. Zhurong did not find fossils, bacteria, or a hidden lake. It found something more subtle, a Mars that kept changing. Wet, dry, frozen, salty, buried, exposed, then buried again. A dead world should be simple. Mars is not simple. Perhaps it is not dead. Perhaps it moves too slowly for us to notice. Zhurong itself may never wake again. A dust storm and winter likely stole the power it needed. But its data still moves through laboratories on Earth. China's next step is harder. Bring Martian soil home. Tianwen 3 is planned to launch around 2028 and return samples around 2031. No nation has ever returned a sample from Mars. On Earth, those grains could be searched atom by atom. Organic molecules, mineral textures, isotopes, cell-like structures. Every clue will matter. If Mars had life too, biology may be common in the universe. If Mars had everything but life, Earth's existence becomes far more mysterious. So the question is not only whether Mars was alive. The question is whether we already touched life in 1976 and failed to recognize it. Next time, when Mars enters our laboratories, we must be gentler than our curiosity. Because the first Martian life we prove may be the easiest Martian life to destroy.